Why is it that strengthening weak ankles can be next to useless? G'day, I'm Jedynak, creator and facilitator of the internationally acclaimed and accredited foot mobilisation workshops, helping health practitioners master new treatment skills so you can get better clinical outcomes. And have I got a great 2-minute treat for you today? In the next 2 minutes, you're going to learn 1. The number one reason why patients with weak ankles have weak ankles. 2. The clinical test that will pique your suspected diagnosis. And 3. The single treatment that you need to do that improves ankle stability immediately. So let's get stuck into this action-packed video before another ankle wobbles over. Okay, what's the number one reason ankles are weak? Right now you may be thinking, well, that answer's obvious. Ankles are weak because for some reason the related muscles or ligaments aren't functioning correctly. But that's just part of the problem. What's the underlying mechanical cause of weak ankles? Well, to answer this important question, we need to look at the loss of mechanical integrity that happens when a talus shifts anteriorly within the ankle mortise. The trochlear surface of the talus, the superior dome, is wider anteriorly than it is posteriorly by about 25%. This means if the posterior aspect of the dome is sitting in the ankle mortise, just like it is when the foot's plantar flexed, the stability of the ankle is reduced. This is why people will commonly fall when going down a step, i.e. the ankle is plantar flexed, then going up a step when the wider portion is wedged into the ankle mortise in a dorsiflex position. This is a strong, stable mechanical position for the ankle. Now, the research tells us that 92% of all ankle injuries compromise the ATFL. And the ATFL's primary function is to prevent the talus from shifting anteriorly. So any patient who's suffered an inversion sprain of their ankle has probably got an anteriorly displaced talus due to the now compromised ATFL. Make sense? Okay. An anteriorly displaced talus means that the narrow part of the dome will be sitting in the ankle mortise, doesn't it? And that's why weak ankles tend to stay weak, because very few practitioners work on correcting the anteriorly displaced talus as part of the treatment. Do you? I never did before I understood this phenomenon. So how do you tell if a talus is displaced anteriorly? Well, you can do the draw test, and if it's a gross ligamentous capsular compromise, like the whole foot will translate anteriorly. But what about more subtle cases? Well, that brings us to point number 2, the clinical test for weak ankle diagnosis. I recommend you put your finger and thumb in the same positions that you would for checking subtalar neutral, and press moderately with about 1 or 2 kilos of pressure. That's about 2 to 3 pounds for you imperial people. If your patient winces or tries to kick you with their other foot, they've probably got a tender point or a trigger point in their deltoid ligament. These trigger points commonly form when those ligaments are forced to work extra hard because they are trying to hold back the talus from shifting anteriorly. If you get a positive result from this test, you need to do step number 3, which is the single treatment action to improve the ankle stability. You know what that is? You need to reset the talus posteriorly. This restores the mechanical advantage the ankle needs to regain its stability. Only then will balancing and strengthening exercises be useful. Make sense? Great. So today you've learned 1. The number one reason why people with weak ankles have weak ankles, and that is an anterior shift of the talus. 2. The clinical test that will pique your suspected diagnosis, which is to apply pressure to the deltoid ligaments to test for tender points. And 3. The single treatment you need to do that improves ankle stability immediately. That is, mobilize the talus posteriorly so that your muscle strengthening rehab can actually work. If you don't know how to reset the talus, click the button below to register for our upcoming workshops in foot mobilization and manipulation techniques. I teach you 3 ways to assess and reset the talus and how to get it to stay there for long-term ankle stability. If you know of a colleague who'd benefit from this tip, please share it with them, because then there are more ankles that are going to be helped by your actions. Until next time, serve with spirit, consult with care, and stabilize more ankles today.